Association of Tennis Professionals board member Justin Gimelstob is flying out to Melbourne this week to help decide the future of the organization's president, Kermode, despite awaiting trial on charges of aggravated assault. Gimelstob has sparked surprise in the world of tennis by declining to step down from his post while he tries to clear his name, having pleaded not guilty ahead of a court hearing in Los Angeles on January 31. The ATP Player Council will discuss on Saturday whether to renew Kermode's contract, which expires at the end of 2020. A long-standing atmosphere of mistrust between the two men means that Gimelstob is expected to vote against renewal. The ATP constitution says that Kermode's renewal would need the support of two of the three player representatives, Gimelstob, David Egdes and Alex Inglot. The perception within the game is that where Gimelstob leads, Egdes, a close friend of Gimelstob's, who was appointed as a temporary player representative on the board in November, will follow. Gimelstob was arrested last year in Los Angeles for an alleged assault on venture capitalist Randall Kaplan, 50. He is alleged to have knocked Kaplan, a friend of his estranged wife Carrie, to the ground and hit him in the head and face 50 times, shouting, "I am going to kill you." In November, the Daily Telegraph revealed that Gimelstob has been accused of violent conduct before, including in court documents filed by his estranged wife. Yet the ATP board voted in December to keep Gimelstob as an active member, and the 10-man ATP Player Council, led by world number 1 Novak Djokovic, has declined to exercise its power to remove him. The subject of Kermode's future has dominated conversation in Melbourne this week. The ATP board will make its decision before the end of January, and can vote via conference call if necessary, but the main discussion is scheduled in person at Saturday's meeting of the Player Council. The ATP board comprises 3 tournament representatives and 3 player representatives. These are opposing sides in a continuing tug-of-war, and the ATP president is the 7th member, who is meant to steer a path of compromise. For much of his 5 years in the job, Kermode, a 53-year-old Briton who has previously run the ATP Finals and the Fever Tree Championships at Queen's Club, has been perceived as player-friendly. But now it is the tournament side who are furious about the prospect that he might be defenestrated, leading to a fight for the ATP succession at a time when the sport is in a state of flux. The third player representative on the board is Inglot, another Briton, a former director of communications at betting data company Sportradar. But Inglot, who was elected in May, is relatively inexperienced and tends to follow the lead of the Player Council on most issues. "No one knows what will happen on Saturday," said one insider. "This is a particularly difficult time for the sport, with all the new team competitions about to begin, and it has never been more in need of strong leadership. If the player representatives on the board now vote to remove Chris, at a time when one is facing criminal charges, a second is a temporary appointment, and a third is still wet behind the ears, then it will cause a massive stink around the whole game." Relations between tournaments and players would hit an all-time low.